I just got the documents and Brian filed a restraining order on his daughter's behalf. So you are technically not allowed within 50 feet of Charlotte at this current moment. Wow, okay. So he joins the military, he abandons you both, and he still gets... I'm gonna keep my opinion to myself. Since that's her father, used to be with him, not my place to say anything. I'm gonna just get going, because I don't want to break any restraining orders. Hold on though, I feel like I should talk to a lawyer about this, because Brian has not been in our lives for months. And for him to create a restraining order for his daughter, who he hasn't seen in months, doesn't seem legal. You know, I'm trying not to take sides here, but it seems ridiculous to me. He's in the military, how can he be making these moves? So don't go yet. I have to. You think I want to go? I drove here after 45 minutes after a 16-hour shift. I don't want to leave, but I also don't want to break a restraining order 50 feet. I gotta be 50 feet from her, so... Well, I'm gonna contact my lawyer or something, and I'm really sorry about this. I didn't expect this whatsoever. He hasn't responded to any of my messages. I didn't think he still had an interest in his daughter. It's not for you to apologize for. He's doing it, and I get it. It's an eye for an eye thing. I did this to him with Junior. I got a restraining order against him for Junior on Junior's behalf. And he's doing the same thing. He abandoned you. He's in the military. He can't protect his daughter from me. So this is the next best thing. I get it. An older version of me would have done this too. But I'm not that person anymore, and I hope you can see that. And the funny thing is, you and me made that pact that we wouldn't involve police or have paperwork or anything like that, and we still can't avoid it. I spoke to my lawyer, and they said that Brian has every right to file a restraining order against Joey, especially if he used Joey's criminal record and past behavior. I then asked the lawyer whether or not the abandonment thing has anything that could prevent a restraining order, and they said no. He has not technically abandoned his family. I'm not surprised by that, because he still has his parental rights. But what about the whole abandonment thing? He did technically abandon his daughter. Does he still have a right to file a restraining order then? I think in Serafina Town there's a certain time frame where abandonment is considered, but given the fact that he joined the military, he can easily just turn around and say that he joined the military. So I don't know. I wasn't really focused when I was talking to the lawyer. I see. I think in most places there is an abandonment time frame, and it has only been a couple months. So can you really classify that as abandonment? There is a way to fight the restraining order, obviously, but that would take some legwork, talking to lawyers, going to court, and I don't know if I want to do that. I didn't even really want to go through the hassle of getting child support out of Brian, or I just didn't want to go to courts anymore. So it sounds like until you can figure this out, Joey is just not going to be able to come over, as long as Charlotte's here. Yeah. And you're happy about that, right? That Joey's not allowed near Charlotte. Happy's not the right word, Miranda. But I definitely don't think that you should be disappointed or upset about this. This is probably a good thing, because Brian didn't want him around his daughter. Mom, don't tell me what I should be happy about or what I shouldn't be happy about. It's just another complex thing. Now he can't even set foot in the house. You're talking to the wrong person if you want sympathy, because I did not want you two near each other at all. I'm sorry. Forget about me. I know you don't want Joey with me and stuff. I get it, okay? I understand why you have this perspective. But now Junior, you know... No, even with Junior, you both have a custody agreement that says he's not supposed to be around Junior. You're just not enforcing it. He gave up his rights a long time ago, so I don't have any sympathy towards him either when it comes to Junior. Okay, but Joey was redeeming himself, and now he can no longer do that. He can't set foot in the house. There's no explaining it to you. No, there is no explaining it to me, because I do not want that man in this house, and that restraining order fulfills that wish. Yeah, nah, bro. There's mad double standards with it. Because when I abandoned my family, quote unquote, I was gone for like a month for my mental health. Now, I tried to get my life back together. This man up and leaves from the military. He's been gone for like months. You know what I'm saying? Like, he actually abandoned them. And I'm seeing two different discussions out there, like, there's such a double stand. Everyone said, like, I really abandoned my family and I was gone, this and that. But this man's gone for this long. No one's really calling it abandonment with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Brian, you have like 1 million numbers now. And I don't know if this is the right one to reach you at. Really wish I didn't have to leave a voicemail. I know you're doing your military stuff. But it also seems like you had the time to somehow get a restraining order. I don't know if your family did that on your behalf, or... You know what? That might actually make a lot of sense. I'm hoping that your family did it and not you, because this is kind of uncalled for. I understand you don't want Joey near Charlotte, but there was a better way to go about this. And I don't think that you have a right now to do something like this when you've left with pretty much zero explanation, and it's just not like you. And I wish that we could talk about this and handle things in a civil way, because blindly doing a restraining order to make my life complicated, it's not the right way to go about it. So if this is your number, please call me back. It's not so much the fact that Joey's not allowed to see Charlotte, because he wasn't going near her to begin with. I was keeping her away from him out of respect to Brian. It's more the fact that this man files a restraining order while not having any communication with me whatsoever. We haven't had a conversation since he left. This is something Joey would have done back in the day, and it upsets me. I see it from like a different perspective. I don't know if you want to hear how I view this whole situation. And how do you see it? Well, I don't know Brian, and I can count on one hand how many conversations we've had, but he seemed like a nice guy. So I don't see it as a petty move. I feel like he might have found out that you and Joey were kind of talking again. Maybe he panicked or something, and he wants to protect his daughter from my brother. I see it more as him doing something because he still cares about his daughter, which is a good thing. I never doubted. I'm not one of those people that doubt that he cares about Charlotte still. Maybe I'm wrong for seeing it this way, but when he left, I still believed that he loved his daughter. I still think he does. And I think you're right about that he does care about her. But don't you think there was a better way to go about this? Don't you think he could have at least told me why he was doing the military, or... I don't know. I feel like I'm owed something. It's hard to judge the man. I'm not a judgmental person, but it's harder to judge him because you don't know what his perspective on the situation is. You don't know what information he's working with. I remember you said his family was feeding him information at one point. So, and I don't think that they would have any motive to get a restraining order against Joey. They don't care about Charlotte. So I just think, he's acting under his own beliefs. And I understand that. He's being fed information and he's hearing things, and he probably thinks me and Joey are back together and sharing a bed or something. But he's not once called me or texted me to confirm any of this. He doesn't want to hear it from the horse's mouth. He'd rather trust everyone else's words than mine. Well, I think that the second he found out, and I'm just guessing, but the second that he found out that you were talking to your ex-husband again, I think that there was a level of trust that disappeared. And that's what I think it is. I think that he doesn't trust me when I've really never given him a reason not to. So that hurts too. And I'm just pissed off that this happened, because Joey was doing good with Junior, and I don't care if this makes me look bad. I was starting to enjoy his company while he was over. Things were actually going good. I'm sorry to do this to you, but if you had to choose between Joey or Brian right this second, to spend the rest of your life with them, who would you pick? I don't know. I try not to think about things like this. I'm trying to measure everyone's behavior, and right now, Brian filing a restraining order like this doesn't do him any favors. I know you did another 16-hour shift, but Junior has been asking about you constantly. Oh, damn, that breaks my heart. I mean, we could FaceTime or something. We'll figure out a way for me to see him. I mean, you can come over and see him if you want. I don't care. My mom's out somewhere. She wouldn't tell me where she was going, so... Nah. When I said that I'm trying to change my life for the better and do everything correctly, if there's a restraining order against me, I'm not breaking that. I'm not risking going to jail and not seeing my son again, not seeing you again. Listen, I was thinking about the restraining order, and I still want you to be able to see your son, as long as, your behavior stays the same. I don't mean to sound like a mom, but also, Charlotte's my daughter. He's in the military. He's not here. There's no eyes on me. So, I just don't think that I'm enforcing the restraining order.